Jujutsu Kaisen 235. What to expect from the chapter? The fight between Sukuna and Gojo might hit its climax in JJK 235. Last week's JJK chapter proved to be a roller coaster of emotions for the fans, as it hit all the intense notes, making the readers anxious, and at the same time, giving them hope towards the end that their beloved Gojo is going to pull through. Currently, all eyes are on Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 235, which is going to continue this incredible fight between Gojo and Sukuna. Over the course of the last few chapters, Gojo has been on the back foot. However, it appears that now is the time for him to strike back and show why he is in the running for the strongest sorcerer of all time. Fans can expect Gojo's counterattack to begin in JJK chapter 235, among other things. In the previous chapter of JJK, fans got to see Gojo take on 3 fighters at once in combat. This fight proved to be extremely hard for him, and he certainly took a lot of damage as well. In fact, after Mahoraga got to use the abilities of Sukuna, the fight became completely one-sided, and Gojo even ended up losing his arm in the process. However, this exact moment flipped a switch in his mind, and he started going on the offensive, aiming for Ajito first. Gojo eventually launched maximum output blue at Ajito and dealt severe damage to it. JJK chapter 235 will most definitely show fans that Ajito is now out of commission. The beast was certainly dangerous, and its regenerative properties caused all sorts of problems for Gojo. However, after taking the powerful blow that it did in the previous chapter, there is no hope for it to have survived. This means the fight has now turned from a 3-on-1 to a 2-on-1, and fans expect it to be highlighted in Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 235. Sukuna will have to adapt his strategy in many ways after the fall of Ajito. Perhaps he will make use of more Shikigami in the upcoming chapter, or he will start to go on the defensive a bit more. This will give Gojo the opportunity to strut his stuff and take out the other miscreants as well. It is highly likely that JJK chapter 235 will feature the battle between Gojo and Mahoraga and focus on it solely until the very end. Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 235 is likely to give fans an all-out battle between Gojo and Mahoraga. With Ajito having been dealt with in the previous chapter, it is time for Gojo to deal with Mahoraga before he turns his eyes to Sukuna. At the same time, it is also beneficial for Sukuna to use Mahoraga in battle. Not only does it give him a chance at adaptation, but it also allows him to deal extra damage to Gojo, just as he did in the previous chapter. Mahoraga is an incredibly powerful Shikigami, and it has already shown its worth even in a battle against the strongest. That said, if Gojo is to stand a chance at winning this fight, Mahoraga has to go. Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 235 will most definitely feature some sort of combat between Gojo and the strongest Shikigami. Given the heads up that Gojo will be using Hollow Purple later on, one can expect that he is going to take quick care of Mahoraga as well. That is certainly not going to be an easy task. However, in the previous chapter, fans saw Gojo using blue to get rid of Ajito. Perhaps, in JJK chapter 235, he might make use of red to get rid of this powerful beast, leaving behind only Sukuna and the battlefield leveled. If Mahoraga ends up falling in the chapter, fans can expect Sukuna to take the offensive and try to end this battle once and for all. This fight has gone on for too long, and fans already know that it has now entered its climax. Sukuna will likely go all out, given that he is losing his trump cards one after the other. Fans might get to see these two characters brawl once again in JJK chapter 235, and that is certainly an exciting thought for the fans. Above all, fans do know that Sukuna has a trump card that he has not revealed yet. It was hinted at in the previous chapter. If the likes of Yuta and Maki would have interfered with the fight, then theoretically, Sukuna could have pulled out to this card and caused trouble for Gojo. That means that in a moment of desperation, Sukuna can potentially bring out this trump card of his. Gojo getting rid of his 2 strongest allies in combat is sure to make him consider using that. Regardless of whether he uses it or not, JJK 235 will most certainly be one with Sukuna on the back foot. At the end of the previous chapter, fans were told that in around 41 more seconds, Gojo is going to scar Shinjuku with his powerful unlimited Hollow Purple technique. 41 seconds is certainly not a long time, and fans know that this technique is incredibly dangerous for anyone to deal with. In fact, even Sukuna considered the fact that taking it head-on once again would prove to be fatal for him and could lead to him losing this fight. As such, he wanted to prevent Gojo from using this technique at all costs. That said, readers already know that Sukuna is going to fail at doing so, and there is a chance that GJK Chapter 235 features this incredible technique performed by Gojo towards the very end. This technique is going to be the strongest in his arsenal and perhaps even one that fans have never seen before. This means that fans could see Gojo hitting a completely new level in terms of offensive output and, at the same time, Sukuna taking a fatal injury, which could spell his end here. At the moment, the advantage seems to be with Gojo, despite him having struggled over the course of the past few chapters. It is time for him to showcase why he is the strongest modern sorcerer, and fans are incredibly excited to see him pull off his hollow purple technique. There is a lot to be excited for when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 235, and taking all things into consideration, it appears that it is going to be a Gojo chapter where he takes all the shine and Sukuna is on the back foot instead. This is going to be a welcome change for the fans, especially given that Gojo had been out of commission for so long in the story. Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 235 is going to be released on September 10, 2023. As always, fans can read the chapter for free via Manga Plus. That's all, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya!